Commander Zekthara of the Vorthan Empire stared at the holographic report in disbelief, her four eyes blinking in rapid succession, a clear sign of distress among her species. The data streams flickered with impossible statistics, each number more confounding than the last. "This cannot be accurate," she hissed through her translator, her serpentine form coiling around her command chair. "Run the analysis again." Her tactical officer, an insectoid Catherian named Buzzjack, clicked his mandibles nervously. "Ma'am, I've run it 17 times. The results remain consistent. Our Shadowblade assassins, they're being systematically neutralized." The Shadowblades were the Vorthan Empire's most elite killers, genetically enhanced warriors capable of phasing through matter, manipulating gravity, and striking with the force of a plasma cannon. They had never failed a mission in 3 centuries of galactic conquest. Until now. "Show me the footage from Earth again," Zekthara commanded, her tail lashing with barely contained fury. The hologram shifted to display grainy surveillance footage from various locations across the human homeworld. In a dimly lit alley in New Tokyo, Shadowblade Unit 7 materialized behind a human male, energy blade raised for a killing strike. Instead of the expected swift execution, what followed defied all tactical understanding. The human, apparently named Marcus according to intercepted communications, spun around with impossible reflexes, caught the assassin's wrist, and grinned. "Oh, sweet. You guys are back. I was wondering when you'd show up for round 2. What happened next made Zekthara's blood run cold. The human began what their species called sparring with the deadly assassin, treating the encounter not as a life-or-death struggle, but as some form of recreational activity. "Your form's improved since last week," Marcus commented conversationally while dodging a gravity-enhanced strike that should have liquefied his bones. "But you're still telegraphing your left hook." The footage showed similar scenes across the planet. In London, a human named Sarah had apparently invited 3 Shadowblades into her apartment for tea and a proper scrap. In São Paulo, a street fighter called Eduardo was giving tactical advice to his would-be assassins between bouts. In Lagos, an elderly woman named Aduni had somehow convinced a Shadowblade to help her move furniture while they fought. "They're not just surviving," Buzzjack observed, his compound eyes reflecting the hologram's light. "They're enjoying it." The most disturbing footage came from Detroit, where a human construction worker named Jake had set up what appeared to be a structured training regimen. The video showed him teaching a group of confused Shadowblades proper breathing techniques between assassination attempts. "Look, guys, you're putting too much into each swing," Jake explained patiently while blocking a strike that could have shattered a starship hull. "Combat's a marathon, not a sprint. Pace yourselves." Zekthara watched in horror as the elite killers, beings bred and trained from birth to be perfect instruments of death, began taking notes. "Sir," another officer interjected, "we're receiving communications from the Shadowblade units." "Put them through," Zekthara growled. The voice that crackled through the speakers belonged to Unit 12, one of their most decorated assassins. "Command requesting permission to extend mission duration." "Negative. Complete your objective and return immediately." "But sir, the humans are teaching us advanced combat techniques we've never encountered. Yesterday, a female human named Lisa showed me 17 different ways to improve my phase strike efficiency. My kill ratio has increased by 40%. Zekthara felt her world tilting. "Unit 12, your mission is to eliminate these creatures, not learn from them." "About that, Command," came another voice. Unit 3. "The humans have invited us to what they call a tournament. They say the winner gets something called a trophy and bragging rights. We're not entirely sure what these concepts mean, but they seem very excited about it." "They're corrupting our assassins," Buzzjack whispered in disbelief. The situation deteriorated further when reports began streaming in from across human space. Shadowblade units were requesting extended leave, asking for recommendations on good gyms from their targets, and in one unprecedented case, Unit 23 had apparently asked a human named Dave to be his training buddy. "Ma'am," the communications officer reported, "we're receiving a transmission from Earth. It appears to be an invitation. Put it through." The hologram shifted to show a middle-aged human woman with graying hair and laugh lines around her eyes. She wore what appeared to be casual clothing and stood in what intelligence suggested was called a kitchen. "Hello there," she began with a warm smile. I'm Margaret Thompson, and I represent the newly formed Earth-Vorthen Cultural Exchange Program. We wanted to thank you for sending such delightful visitors our way. Your Shadowblades are absolutely wonderful sparring partners. Very professional, excellent technique, and surprisingly good conversationalists once you get them talking. Zekthara's jaw dropped. We understand there might have been some miscommunication about your intentions, Margaret continued. So we'd like to extend a formal invitation to your empire. We're organizing the first annual Intergalactic Combat Sports Festival, and your people would be perfect participants. We've got wrestling, boxing, mixed martial arts, and your Shadowblades have been asking about something they call gravity dancing, which honestly sounds fascinating. The transmission continued with humans demonstrating various combat sports, all while Shadowblade assassins participated with evident enthusiasm. The footage showed deadly killers learning to high-five, celebrating victories with strange beverages called protein shakes, and engaging in what humans apparently called trash talk. They've weaponized their social behavior, Zekthara realized with dawning horror. They're turning our killers into friends. Orders, ma'am? Buzzajak asked weakly. Zekthara stared at the hologram showing Unit 15, teaching a human child how to properly execute a phase strike, while the child showed the assassin how to tie shoelaces. The implications were staggering. Humanity hadn't just survived their assassination attempts, they had turned them into a form of entertainment, education, and social bonding. Cancel all operations on Earth, she finally commanded. Recall all Shadowblade units immediately. Ma'am, Unit 7 is requesting permission to stay for something called Marcus's birthday party. Apparently, there will be cake. Zekthara buried her face in her hands. The mighty Vorthan Empire, conquerors of 1,000 worlds, had been defeated not by superior firepower or advanced technology, but by humanity's inexplicable ability to turn mortal combat into friendship. In the background, she could hear Unit 12's voice crackling through the comm. Command, the humans want to know if you'd like to join their group chat. They're sharing something called memes, and frankly, some of them are quite amusing. The Empire's greatest weapon had become Earth's newest social club. Humanity had done the impossible. They had made friends with their own assassins.